Live from Addison Trail High School, this is WATI News with Raina Ashrafi and Cynthia Robles. Weather with Nathan Redmond. Now, here's Raina Ashrafi.
Good evening. Tonight on WATI News, concerns about how online shopping might be the cause of financial stress for teens in the future, and what habits they can start now to get ahead of it.
And Nathan Redmond has some surprising news about this week's forecast, locally and around the country.
And in our WATI Community Spotlight, find out how a high school is using their winter musical to promote anti-bullying messages throughout the community.
But first, some startling research suggests that poor online shopping habits in teens could lead to even worse financial decisions in the future. At the end of a busy day, many of us take to online shopping to boost our moods. After all, there's nothing like the feeling of finding a flash sale and hitting buy now. But for the not yet fully developed teenaged brain, clicking add to cart too often can lead them to an unhealthy financial future of impulse spending and maybe even a poor credit score. But researchers say it's not too late to turn your habits around. Time magazine suggests that you unsave your credit card information to force yourself to put a waiting period on all purchases. Teenagers with a lack of financial literacy may not understand that a credit card is actual money that builds your credit score, which can impact your purchasing abilities in the future. We spoke with economics teacher Ryan Peranto. Here's what he had to say about the issue.
Imagine you're out to lunch with some of your friends, and one of them wants to borrow some money from you. You can probably think of some of your friends that you would definitely not loan money to, and some that you would. A credit score is essentially a bank's way of measuring that. They want to know if they're lending you their money, are you going to pay them back, and are you going to do it on time? Having a good credit score, therefore, is really, really important to help you to get good loans at good rates and good terms. That's going to come in clutch when it comes time to borrow money for a house, a car, or to go to college. Go Blazers.
The University of Connecticut also comments on this issue. They recommend that teenagers have conversations with financial role models, like parents or other mentors, on topics around money management, creating a budget, and the responsible use of credit.
Wow, thank you, Cynthia, for bringing awareness and sharing those tips on this important issue. But Nathan, I believe we have some good news to share with our viewers.
That's right, Raina. Welcome back to our weekday weather forecast, where you can expect some highs all throughout the 40s, especially some higher temperatures as we move into later this week, as well as some lows all throughout the 20s to 30s. You can expect some cloudy and partly cloudy skies with a slight chance of rain and snow moving into the weekend. Now, we might be expecting warmer temperature, but this picture comes from friends of the channel, all the way from New Orleans, Louisiana. They had their first major snowstorm since 1895. A record 7.6 inches of snowfall caused many schools and businesses to shut down.
So you're saying my face won't hurt when I walk out of the studio tonight?
That's right, Cynthia. Thankfully, we don't live in Louisiana.
Well, that's got to be the first time we've ever said that in January. Thank you for sharing, Nathan.
You're welcome.
And last tonight, our community spotlight shines on the stage of Addison Trail High School, where students are putting on a production of the hit Broadway musical Mean Girls and using it as an anti-bullying campaign.
So I picked Mean Girls because I actually really love it. We saw it in New York on one of our New York trips, and I thought the message was super strong. First of all, right, it's all about lifting up women, and I think that's something super important that we need to make sure we're doing, is we're all lifting each other up. In the dean's office, we see so many issues with social media and bullying, and the stuff that you girls are doing is not cool, and I think this is a really good message to promote positive affirmations and positive self-awareness and positive self-esteem.
Performances are February 6th through the 8th. More information and a link to purchase tickets can be found on our website. That's all for tonight on WATI News. I'm Raina Ashrafi.
And I'm Cynthia Robles.
And our thanks to Nathan Redmond. Good night, everybody.